Welcome to Weeds and Wilds Conversations. Today we're joined by Carlos Bates, a young military veteran whose journey exemplifies resilience, innovation, and excellence. Through dedication, focus, and an unwavering passion for his craft, he's established a diamond-certified electronics business, setting a standard for both quality and integrity. Today, he not only leads a thriving enterprise, but also inspires others to pursue their dreams with courage. Please tune in to hear his story. One of the things that right now where I see is that you are running a super successful electricity company, and basically being a person, an inner city kid that made it through, and of course a lot of different obstacles came about. I want to hear a little bit about the journey that it took you to get there. So first of all, just tell the people like where you're from, where you're located.
The people? What
The
people?
people, the people that we have to speak it into existence.
Man, I got you. Uh, I am from Richmond, California, like most of us. I mean, born and raised in Richmond. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it was everything that we know, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't really realize how crazy it was until we got older and started seeing other shit.
Right.
But for the most part, I mean, I had a good childhood.
You had a
I
good
never
childhood.
went through no. I had a good childhood. My childhood was it was a poor childhood, but it was good. I never went through no crazy trauma, right? I've
Mhm.
never been, seen nothing crazy, and but for the most part, I was pretty good.
Yeah. And,
Um,
and and I like to hear that because there is a misconception that everybody that comes from certain areas, they just have these horrid backgrounds, and that's just not always the case. Sometimes, people get derailed just because there's the motivation and things like that are not around. For you, going into like the field that you're in right now, did you have displays in front of you of success? Was it just like a
no,
straightforward? Okay.
no, no,
So
no. So when you come from, this life, I mean, just a Richmond life, right? Where, my mom and dad sold drugs,
mhm.
I've seen them do drugs, you know what I mean? So it wasn't something that we didn't come from success. I didn't have anybody to show me anything about money. I messed up my credit early,
Yeah.
like real early. So I never had nobody to show me anything about that. If I had that, at an early age, shit, I'd already be a millionaire,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? But not seeing it to actually starting to earn and actually understand how to move and kind of make stuff happen, it's a difference. It's a big
Yeah.
difference.
With you growing up and having like parents that were living a fast life, what kept you from living a fast life?
Fear. I had the fear. Having crackheads and alcoholics in your family, it it scared me. It
Mhm.
thought I really thought that my family had an addictive nature, and I just never really thought to even move in that circle. I didn't smoke or drink until I was 30.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how
Wow.
scared I was.
Yeah, yeah. I can
Yeah,
attest to that because that's what kept me too. I saw it and I was like, oh, Yeah.
yeah. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until my mama passed where I was like, YOLO, fuck it.
Okay. And you
Yeah, it
started
took a lot.
drinking a little bit at that
Yeah,
time.
just it's still social. I just got
Mm-hmm.
fucked up that night when she did pass. I got lit. And
Mm-hmm.
then that was like, nah, it ain't that bad. Right. So I just, socially, it ain't nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Where's your father now? Is your father still around?
Dad's still around. He's still around.
Okay.
He's in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
But but yeah, man, me and him got have a great relationship. Always have.
Yeah.
Always had a great relationship. He was a carpenter,
Mm-hmm.
so he was always doing something with his hands and he always made me participate. So it was one of those things where you learn, you know, just
Yeah.
like my son, I make him fix and work on and so you learn over time,
And they managed to
experience.
make sure that you stayed in school and graduated and things like that, even though they were doing them at the same time.
Not quite, when it comes to school, I didn't I kind of went through on my own.
Hmm.
I didn't have the best grades. I just looked like I did.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I played the part, and I was always a friendly dude, so and always talkative. So I kind of talked my way through a lot of it,
Okay.
but
And you
a
ended up
lot
in
of it.
like the military or something like that at a point, right?
hmm
Did
Yeah, I
you
went
do
to the
that
Air
right after
Force
high school
right
what
after high school.
what made
It
you do
was
that?
I didn't know what I was going to do in my life. It was
Hmm.
just one of those things where you don't know what you're going to do. So my dad was like, "You got to do something."
Hmm.
So I went in, and it turned out to be for the good. It had me in a good situation for a little bit, but I didn't stay in long,
How long did you stay?
just a couple years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, but then as I got out, since I did have that background, it was easy to kind of transition.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard to transition.
Do you recommend the military? What part of the service were you in?
I was Air Force.
Air Force. Okay. Do you
hmm
recommend the Air Force?
Recommend, it depends on what your goals are.
Okay.
If you're if you are in a situation, or you don't have your mind made up,
Hmm.
or you just want to serve your country. Some people just want to do that, right? Then, go for it. But, where I'm from, not a lot of people give a fuck about serving their country. It's
Yeah.
more of I'm in a situation and I need something. And that's where my father thought I was, hey, I just need something. But I just kind of needed my mind stimulated in some type of way. But
Yeah.
he didn't know that his whole thing was just do something. I don't give a shit what it is, just do something,
Yeah.
because sitting at home just ain't the case.
Hmm. So I know there's different like capacities that you can be in the Air Force. What did you do while you were there?
I was in weapons. I was actually a nuclear weapons specialist. I mean,
Wow.
it sounds crazy, but honestly, it's pretty mundane. It was boring, but it was a job.
Okay.
It was just maintaining, making sure they worked just in case we needed them, pretty much, but
Mhm.
nothing crazy.
So after
Um,
you left the service, what was next
mhm.
for you? Did you come right into getting into this type of work that you're in, or what was the process like? Did you take a break? Because that's a heavy role there. Did you take some time off before getting into something else, or was it right to it?
It wasn't right to it. It was I worked with my uncle for a long time, just doing odds and ends for him. My father always kind of pushed me towards this. Um, but I worked with my uncle. Pops, he was in and out, but I worked with my uncle, and he kind of pushed me to. And eventually I just started looking for jobs, just seeing
Hmm.
if somebody would hire me with no experience, which, a lot of people don't mind taking on an apprentice, right? So a little bit of nothing, you're not gonna make no money out of it, but you can learn. So that's what I did.
Okay. And what does it take to be an electrician? Did you have to go to school or how does that work? Because this is what I understand about trades. I understand that people can get into a trade, open it, thrive, and then it comes out that they don't have proper certifications. And that's a drawback. Some people there's this body shops out here, mechanics, and nobody knows anything other than like a manual and what somebody told them. So how did that, and that's just the truth. Like, how did that work out for you?
Okay, story time. Um, I started off just looking for odds and ends, odd jobs. I've had the jobs. I worked down there at Sadie Soul Food. I worked at the balloon spot down there
I
downtown.
remember both places.
Yeah, yeah. So I had a lot of little odd jobs, and I was always looking for something. And after a while, it was like, well, since I want to do this, let me look for those jobs. So I was looking for those jobs. I ended up working for a black dude out in Albany, Express Electric. He's passed now. Me and him became great friends, but at that time we wasn't, because he was a super, super asshole. Like, he was
Okay.
a super asshole, horrible boss. But as I grew and started to understand, and he saw that I was really good with my hands, no matter what the fuck I was doing, new or not, then we became friends. After I left that, I went to another little company, worked there for a couple of years, uh, with so the only two people that were illegal were me and the foreman,
See, so you
and
know what I'm talking about, huh?
everybody else was Mexicans, right? So he get into it with the boss. He's like, "Hey, I'm leaving, bro." I was like, "Bro, you can't leave me now. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing yet. You can't do that, not yet, right?" But he ended up going to the union. Now, back then, it wasn't that hard to get in, but getting into the apprenticeship was pretty difficult. So when he pushed my name out there, he was like, "Hey, I got this guy. He's pretty good, and we work out something." And they said, "Well, we can't put him on as an apprentice. We would have to put him on as a journeyman, meaning he knows more than fucking I already knew, right?" So I got in there. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna give you the opportunity. If you fuck up, you fuck up." I said, "Say less. Watch this." So I jump in. They put me with a company. When I got there, no melanin anywhere, right? So I'm like, "Fuck." So we going through it. 2 weeks, they fired me. I'm like, man, I was working my ass off. There's no way they should have fired me. So union, it doesn't work the same. See, my notion was I just went back. They was like, "You got to take this paper back to the union hall." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." So I go to the union hall, give them the paper. I'm reach my hand out to shake a hand, like, "Hey, thanks for the opportunity. If anything else comes up, feel free to give me a call. I'm ready." He was like, "Nah, we don't work like that, bro. We got jobs right now. You want to go back out?" I was like,
Okay.
"Really?" He was like, "Yeah, yeah, we got another one." But the crazy part about it was this job I was on, I just got fired from. I was making, so I went from $14 an hour, right, with the first job.
Mhm.
And then the job they had me on, I was making $28 an hour.
And
Now I'm
what year
like,
is
fuck,
this?
this is fuck, 8, 7, 8. So that
Okay.
was great money, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's yeah, 7, 8, right? Great money, right? So I went from 14 to 28, right? And I'm like, okay, this is great, right? I'm full of juice, and all the shit happened. They fired me. They put me on with a different local. They were like, "We ain't got nothing here, but the other local got something." But they had a all like inside wiring program, no residential. So, but they all got paid the same. So I
Hmm.
went from making 14 to 28 to 42, all in the span of
Wow.
like 2 weeks. Right.
Wow.
I'm like, ain't no
Wow.
way. There's no way I'm losing this one. So when I got in there, I literally worked my ass off. I was running over motherfuckers. I was working so hard. But after that, then it was like, yeah, I'm already in the union. So it was easy when that '09 downturn happened. They start pushing people into the bigger programs. And
Hmm.
when I got in, start working. Then I start working in San Francisco. Once you start working there, the money gets bigger. So I think when I actually decided to start the business, I topped out at about $90 an hour. Right.
Wow.
So I was making 90 an hour.
Mhm.
And I was doing a job, the last job I did for them, for the union. I've done tons of work. I'm some of the greatest shit ever. The turbines out in Rio Vista,
Mhm.
uh fucking oil treatment plants, water treatment plants, refineries. I've done some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But moving out of that, and then they had me on that last job it was a 3 office buildings that got hit by thieves. They went and took all the wire out. So, and once I did everything, when I tell you I did everything, I did the hiring, I did the firing, I did the ordering, I did everything for this job.
Hmm.
And they slipped up and they told me how much money they made off that job. That's what they fucked up.
Oh yeah.
So it was, I think at the time, I probably made about 60,000. I mean, we wasn't there for about 3 months, right? I made about 60, 70,000 on that job. They made over half a mil easy, right?
Wow.
So I was like, man, ain't no way.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
if they can do it, man, I did all the work. So why
Yeah.
can't I do it, right?
Hmm.
And it was like, fuck it, let's try something. And that's what I did.
And this is right during the
This
thick of
is
the
this
recession.
is this is no, no, this is 2019, 2018.
Oh, okay. We're fast
Yeah.
forwarding now.
This is,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So how long did it take you? Because you have to have the tools, you have to get the marketing done. Did you just open up shop and just went for it? How did like what was the process like?
Man, so I actually got the license back in '09. I had a contractor license since '09. After the recession happened, they started laying people off it was spotty work. So, and I came up on a couple side gigs and they were like, well, we can't hire you if you don't have a license. So instead of just kind of pushing this shit aside, I said, hey, let's just get a license. And I actually, I didn't know what to do with it other than just to show people and say that I had a license. So it was more of let me just continue to work when I can and use this when I can.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. And then once I started realizing that, you know, there's more money to be made and it's more, more freedom to be had. And it was more of, let me see what I could do with it. After that other job, I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna just quit. Oh shit, I ain't turning back yet.
Yeah. And you do some amazing projects because I see a lot of the different things that you do. Is it like marketing that lands you those type of jobs, or how are you securing those big contracts like that?
A little bit of everything. To be honest, my biggest contracts have came by word of mouth.
Hmm.
But the day to day, the ins and outs of the job is all marketing like crazy. Yelp has been a big one. Google is a big one. Then we got a lot of different little ads out there that kind of play off in the same thing. A couple like Diamond Certified was a big one. But the Yelp is probably the biggest one.
How do you get diamond certified?
They contacted me.
Oh,
I think it's more of they just want quality people. And if you look at the reviews, they kind of go by that.
okay.
So they took I think they took 500 contacts out of my list, which I have way more than that, but they took 500 and they pulled those 500 and they called at least 100 of them and
Oh,
they went through 100 reviews and out of the 100 I think I got a 95 or some shit.
okay. Okay.
Right. And
That,
so they was like, yeah.
that's good to hear because some even like myself, sometimes the reviews you take them serious, but you also sometimes just like forget it. But for things like that, because when I see that diamond certification, I don't know how it come about, but it definitely establishes it looks good. It looks
It
good.
looks good.
Hmm.
They kind of get it because of how they get their people, right? I still got to pay for it. Don't get me wrong. It
Okay.
wasn't free.
Okay.
But they do keep quality in their arsenal and not just anybody.
Okay. So what is your team like now? Because I know at this magnitude, you're not able to just still do it all. Do you have a big team out there, hands-on working behind the scene? What's your team like now?
I think we got 11 employees now.
Okay.
Um, I have three in the office, and the rest are electricians or becoming, coming to be electricians. But it's not just me. Fortunately, I don't really work like physically anymore. I
Okay.
hate that part because I really like what I do,
Hmm.
and it has not. I'm not able to do like I used to. So, the crazy part about it, I didn't want this to get big. I was happy when it was just me. Then I was happy when it was just me and my brother. And then I had my health started acting up, right? So my cartilage tore in my hips. So I had to get surgery. And that was like, hey, I can't let my money stop. So I had to
Yeah.
hire. Right. And then
Okay.
when you hire, you got to get insurances and all kind of other stuff. So it was like I had to keep going. And once I did, it's like, fuck, why stop now?
Yeah.
So it just compounded on itself. But
Okay.
it worked out.
It works
It's
out.
still working. It's just it's still people don't understand. I know you do because you've been here. People don't understand the stress that comes with business, the
Yeah.
the the struggle that comes with business. I mean, it looks good from the outside. Y'all looking at me, y'all like, man, this thing is doing it. But
Hmm.
I am struggling, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Struggling.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
it's not
So,
easy.
do you take on apprentices?
Yeah, I'll take
You
them
do?
on.
Okay. And
Hmm.
with you mentioning like the space that you're in, that was another question I was going to have for you because I can see it's obvious you're super busy. How do you maintain like a work-life balance? Like, is that a
I
thing for you
don't.
right now? You don't? Okay. Are
You
you
know,
only taking a break when you get to travel? Is that the only time you get to like really chill, or are you working during travel too?
that too.
Okay.
I haven't. So the goal this year is to become a lot more hands off.
Mhm.
So I am training, I've been looking outside of the company for somebody to help me kind of, guide this into something big, but I can't find nobody. Everybody I find either overstates their qualifications or they just can't communicate. It's real easy for me to go into a home, not even be a salesman and still sell,
Mhm.
right? I don't want to be. I always approach stuff with a no pressure situation. Like I go in, hey, I don't even give people prices right up front. I say, hey, I'm gonna send you the estimate. If you like it, you just hit accept. If you don't, we understand, right? So a no pressure situation, I'm not gonna try to sell you. You need this, you need that. I'm gonna give it to you just like I want it to, to come to me. And for the most part, people understand that.
Mhm.
A lot of people, every once in a while, a person asks, well, what's a ballpark? And it's like, well, I would truly like to give it to you, just send you the estimate. But if you want, I can give you a ballpark. But then if I give them a ballpark and I go back and run the numbers and it's higher, then they got a problem, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's working.
So what is that position called that you're looking for? What is it, something that you created, or is that already something that's out there that you're looking for specifically?
It's just something you're looking for specifically. I don't need someone to work. I would like to find somebody that's retired, right? Or they're just at a good level in their position to where they're really already not working, or you just got a ton of experience and you just know how to navigate through it pretty easy. Which that's
Is
me,
this for
right?
operations or is this for the work?
Operations, definitely
Okay.
operations. I need somebody to know how to go out and put out fires, right? When something gets bad, they can just run over and say, "Hey, this is what we need to do to correct this," or um, "Hey, let me just give you 10% off," or "Y'all doing it wrong. We
Hmm.
need to do it this way." Whatever the case may be, I don't have that person that can kind of follow in my footsteps,
Hmm.
right?
Are you
So
just
that's hard.
you have like, ads out there, it's out there, or are you just soliciting directly?
I've had ads out there. I've had a couple of applicants. I've talked to a couple people. I've interviewed some cats. I even had some cats working for me. I had to hire, I had to fire. You know, it's just if you're not as good as the cats that I already got working for me, and you want top dollar, it don't work.
Yeah.
So, but I actually know how to train these guys, so it's not hard to show them something and then leave them alone, right? Because if you get a young cast the opportunity, they'll show up for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's good info to know. So currently no work-life balance, and do you feel like it won't happen until you get this person in place, or if the person doesn't come at a certain time? Have you given it time of when you're either going to find this person or scale back operations so that things can balance out? Like what is the plan for that?
I don't think I'd ever scale back.
Mhm.
I'm at a spot where we're pushing right now, but I don't think I need to look outside either. I think I'm gonna just rock with what I got and just
Mhm.
continue to hire. But
Yeah.
so my I think I've been looking at it wrong to where I was looking for that one person. I really truly think I just need to train everybody to just function. If I train everybody to function, then I won't have a problem, right? If
Mhm.
I just start to make sure that everybody understands my quality and my procedures, then we can survive that way. But trying to find that one person to do it is gonna be pretty difficult. So I think I just had to shift focus a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. And now, you also have another thing going. You have, well, I see you do, you seem very family oriented. So I always look and just kind of live vicariously through your family vacations because I can't get my family together to do stuff like that. But then you also have a entertainment company where you do like events for adults. I haven't seen anything in a little bit, and I'm assuming because of how busy you are. What is that about, and why was that something important for you
Man,
to start up?
because it was fun. I just wanted to do something fun that,
Hmm.
we could do on a late night and just, it's never nothing crazy. It's, domino tournaments. We was loving those. And we have a couple Super Bowl parties and paint parties and stuff like that. But I don't know, it just you I wasn't I'm not the type to push shit, right?
Yeah.
That's why, you really have to promote stuff like that. And you got to be a little pushy when it comes to stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I'm not that person, right? I'm
Okay.
very modest when it comes to a lot of stuff. I'm a talker, but I'm not real pushy. So it's fun, but it wasn't making no money. It's just fun.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as of where you are right now, like where do you see in about, let's say, 5 to 10 years? We can go in between there. Where do you see C-Bates electric at that point?
To be real with you, I'm hoping to get this to my brother and my son.
Okay.
I don't want to do this forever. I
Mhm.
told myself that I would retire at about 50. And the way I'm moving, I might be able to.
Yeah.
I just need to learn how to really invest. You know, I'm finally seeing the capital that I can invest, so I need to really learn how. I got a financial advisor and I got, a lot of stuff in front of me and people in front of me that can help me with that. So I think it's gonna work out. I
Okay.
think I might hit that 50 mark.
What were the key things that helped you position yourself for retirement? Because something with entrepreneurship that people don't realize is you can't just like work and stack the money and plan to live off that. You have to have so many different things in place. I'm talking about benefits, retirement plans. Like with you saying you feel like you can in about 10 years be able to retire, what were the key things that you put in place and contributed to put you in that position?
Man, talking to these financial advisors, nigga, look, social media, a little bit of everything. So the crazy part about it, when you start to move in different circles, you start to have different conversations, right? You start to have conversations. It's I was talking to my lady the other day. It was more of the conversations change when your mindset change,
Mhm.
right? I went to, you know, bless her heart, but I went to a funeral the other day and I seen a lot of the old cats that I kicked it with. And the conversations was they kind of just went back to the old, you know, what we did, who was there, a lot of just rah-rah.
Yeah.
And I was really thinking about it like, man, I ain't had one of these conversations in a long time, I do, I miss the banter of men being men, but the conversations that I have now is so different.
Yeah.
It's so money motivated and God motivated and it's everything is pushing me forward, right?
Mhm.
Everything is all about getting to the next level of spirituality or money or business or just something different. You know what I mean? So I like that I have those conversations now. It's different.
So it's the company that you're keeping that you're saying is basically leveraged you up to be able to be in position to retire and
The
take care.
conversations are different.
Yeah.
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 It just helps you get to those levels. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, you need to do this. Oh, okay, what was that? You keep
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
them a hold on it. So I need to open. Oh, so the IRA okay, and then I got but we just opened up a retirement plan for the employees this year, right? We
Okay.
just signed all that paperwork. So now I guess law is you have to be able to provide retirement plans now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we got that. Still working on bennies. That's been a tough one because that's not cheap. Uh, but we moving in the right direction.
What is
And I
Benny's?
benefits.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I'm getting there. It's just a lot of, different conversations that you
Mhm.
have that set you up for that.
Did you have to have any difficult conversations with people that were not conducive to where you're going, or did you just naturally find that your lifestyle just made the noise just kind of fall off on its own?
Yeah. I've had to have maybe
Okay.
two conversations to where it's like, bro, I don't know what you got going on, but I can't. And some of it's family, some of it's friends, but it's like, man, I don't know what you got going on, but I can't be a part of it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
just let's just decide to stay away from each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there's
hey,
some psych fact out there that say that you basically become the sum of like the five, six people that you spend the most time around. And I find like even if you have somebody that's successful in a lot of ways, but maybe they just like gossip all day, you
yeah,
can look up and that little bit will just become you, the smallest
yeah,
things. And I used to feel like it was kind of, I didn't like when people would have these chats online and everywhere about like, oh, your friend
hmm,
cut them off. I felt like that was kind of weird, but now I get it, and that's
right,
a self-care thing right there for sure. Like I get it now. It's really important to watch people and just mind your company if you really want to go somewhere because the littlest thing can really weigh you down. So yeah, thank
agreed,
hmm So if you could
agreed.
look back to where you were when you were, let's just say, leaving the service and coming back here, just overall the collective of things that you've done over life, what advice would you give to someone that is you right now? Like if you could give them five pieces of advice to ensure that they have a basically a more seamless experience than you did, and to basically keep their money up and to keep safe and keep their mind right, what pieces of advice would you give to someone in your shoes, let's say when you started about 20 or so years ago?
Um, if you're in the trades, I can speak from experience. If you're in the trades, work that trade until you feel comfortable getting out on your own.
Hmm.
There's a lack of trades right now. All of our kids want to be YouTubers and influencers and, the things that every other kid is doing, right? But there's money and there's success. There's, a sense of accomplishment when you're building something that can be used over and over again. It's everything that man made can break. So if somebody's there to fix it, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
You're already winning. So, as far as the financial part of it, man, just listen to the people that have it. You know, reach out to the people that have it. What I've learned is a lot of them don't mind giving free game. A lot of people don't mind giving free game, especially when you're young and you are, you actually interested in whatever they got to say.
Mhm.
All right, so life is not as hard as it seems a
Yeah.
lot of the time. Like you can actually make it here.
Hmm.
It's just you have to make the right moves and have the good conversations, the ones that actually propel you instead of the ones that just hold you in the same space.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have no special sayings or anything
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, but life is not that hard. It's
Yeah.
really not.
So
But you
basically,
got to
play by
find
the
your
rules.
thing.
Basically, is.
Honestly, just find your thing.
Hmm.
Whatever your thing is, find it. The, a lot of times I ask people is, what if there's one thing you could do for the rest of your life, no matter what it is? I don't care if you like smelling socks. Whatever that thing is, if you could do it for the rest of your life, what would it be? Because I guarantee somebody's making money doing it. Somebody's making money do it in one capacity or another.
Yeah.
So go for it. It's more likely you can get it. You know, I
Okay.
feel bad for the artists though. I feel bad for every artist because AI is taking all the way over every type
Taking
of
over.
art,
Yeah.
every type, even music,
Yeah.
of painting, no matter what it is, they're taking over. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I was some people I listen to, I've been finding myself looking to see if it's a real person.
right, real talk, right?
Like
You got to
I
do a
have to
lot.
look
You
and
got to
see,
do a lot.
is this a
Yeah.
real person? And then like two of the ladies is like, no, this is an AI. I'm like, why? And I promise you, I respect the art, so I'm like, sorry, but I can't,
Right. I feel it. I feel it. No, real talk. It's you actually gotta ask those questions because it sounds so good now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It sounds so good. You be like, man, is this real?
It's
And
scary. It's
then you
scary.
find out it's not. It's like, Jesus, that's
That's where
too
we are.
scary. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we are.
Okay, well, listen, like I said, I know you're
Mm,
super busy, so I'm not going to hold you much longer. Thank you for everything that you've shared, very valuable information.
hmm
Before we leave, is there anything that you want to say before we close out and go, or?
Look, if you're in that space, put God first,
Mhm.
right? If you put God first, look, I've been going through a lot, and every time I get into a funk, I know where to reach, and it always helps me. So if you're that person, make sure you put God first.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, thank